If you're thinking of creating a design for Chinese New Year, then stay with me and see what I can create. So welcome back to another tutorial. My name is Sharon. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you love all things to do with flowers and foliage and you like to be creative, then you're in the right place. Today I'm doing a design that's been inspired by this really pretty, very delicate oriental fan, and I'm creating my sort of version of a Chinese or a Lunar New Year floral design. So the colours within my designs are red, there's a very small amount of blue in there, and we've got some bright, vibrant yellows. Yellows and reds are seen as lucky and prosperous colours for Chinese New Year, so it really suits the style of arrangement that I'm going to be doing. I've got this red container, quite a glossy textured base, and I have used this previously, so if you want to go back and have a look at that tutorial, I'll just link it in the top here. And it's a really good way of seeing how versatile bases can be and how you can create different styles of arrangements within them. Now I'm going to start with some very straight pieces of bulrushes. Ideally I would like to have had some bamboo, but I wasn't able to get hold of any. So we're going to start with some straight vertical lines in that quite parallel style. And this is just going to give me some height and some visual weight there at the back of my arrangement. Good, strong, parallel placements with the top parts finishing in almost a straight line. I wanted it to be quite severe, quite formal in its style of arranging, and that gives me my top placements. So New Year, New Moon, reminded me of circular shapes that you see when we see the full moon. So to recreate that shape, I've used one of these embroidery hoops, and I've covered it in a velvet ribbon. Gives me a fabulous link with my container, but it also means that it gives me some contrast. The base is very shiny, this is duller, so they contrast beautifully against one another. And that just introduces another shape. It gives me some space at the back of the arrangement, and I'm starting to create some depth from the front to the back. Alongside that large circular shape, I'm going to introduce my fan. This is quite delicate, so I need to be careful when I'm inserting it into the floral foam. So that fan is nicely secure in my floral foam, and I am using traditional green floral foam today. And for anybody that's not keen on using foam, then there are lots of videos on this channel where I use some more sustainable options. Now to pick up on the yellow colouring within my fan, I'm going to start with a lovely yellow rose, and I'm going to bring these in a sort of almost like a column from the top to the bottom. And if you've seen the video, it's an Italian mass design which is quite formal, and again I can link it in the top here so you can go back and have a look at it. It's almost the same sort of style of arranging. I felt that the style I wanted to create today was blocking and grouping all my materials together, so we get quite a formal pattern of flowers forming in the design. And I'm going to bring that yellow staggered line all the way down towards the front. The flowers that I'm using at the moment are supermarket bought roses, so that it's a design hopefully you would be able to recreate at home without spending too much money. Now if you haven't got fans like I have, think about items that remind you of Asia or of the Chinese culture. Some chopsticks maybe, some fortune cookies would be ideal. And if you're lucky enough to have a Chinese or an Asian supermarket where you are, you might be able to find lots of exciting accessories that you can use to really introduce that oriental feel to your arrangement. So a lovely staggered line, starting narrower and coming fatter and wider as I get to the bottom. Beautiful splash of colour. And I'm just going to finish this bit off with 2 more roses towards the base. Now you could leave the design as it is now, just using those 10 supermarket roses, but you'll see within my fan itself there is a very small amount of blue. So I'm going to introduce some blue hyacinths These have also come from a supermarket. They're a little bit soft stemmed because it's still quite early in the year for the hyacinth. But what I'm going to do to strengthen the base of the stem is just insert an ordinary wooden cocktail stick into the base there. That will give me some extra support as I get that short, really soft stemmed hyacinth into the base of my arrangement. And this little technique works with lots of soft stem flowers. You can use a kebab stick or a small cocktail stick to insert into the base for that extra support. So one more of the hyacinths just tucked in low on the right hand side of the arrangement. So we've almost got those blockings and groupings of colour. Now I've got a small gap at the front of my arrangement there, and in that space I'm going to pop one of these Hypericum berries. This was part of a mixed bunch that I bought for another design that I've probably used for a YouTube channel. But I didn't want to use the Hypericum berry, so it's going to work really well in this arrangement because it picks up again on the colours that are within my fan, and I can create that blocked effect in between the two placements as well. So in this area here, I'm going to introduce a lily, and this one is an orange colour. So when it opens up, we're going to get a nice big splash of colour in there in the back, and also it's going to give me a link between the orange colours that are in the fan. Now I obviously don't want to come out any further on this side because I'm going to hide that fan, but what I am going to do here is just introduce a softer movement to the right hand side, and for that I'm going to use some of the Alder. This is seasonal, available in the springtime, gorgeous textural material, and this is going to work really well on the right hand side of the arrangement just to give me a little bit of extra length and exaggerate the fact that this is an asymmetrical design and it's longer on one side. It's also going to help prevent that circular red shape at the back becoming too dominant in the design, and I think gives that really oriental and eastern feeling to the arrangement. Now at the back part of the design here, I'm going to introduce some bamboo, which is really going to give me that lovely texture that I need to have. This is a garden bamboo, and here in the area that I live, we tend to have a lot of bamboo growing on common land and council-owned land. So that's a piece I foraged for while I've been out walking. So hopefully there we've got a really lovely arrangement that could be used for Chinese or Lunar New Year. So hopefully that's given you a little bit of inspiration on how to create a design for Lunar New Year. Not forgetting that mandarins are given as gifts, as a symbol of prosperity and luck. I've inserted a small cocktail stick in the bottom so it gives me some support when I'm inserting it into the foam. And those two are going to sit really nicely on the right hand side of my design. So if you're celebrating Chinese New Year, then Happy New Year to you all. Many thanks for watching. If you're enjoying the tutorials, then please subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell to be notified every time I upload a new video. And if you want to see how I created a Chinese New Year arrangement last year, then pop back and have a look at this video, and it will give you some more ideas and inspiration. So thanks for watching, and goodbye for now.